Welcome back to Bonanza Disc Golf and to another episode of Bag It or Bin It for a distance driver, for like basically a 15 speed. This one's been a while in the making because it's hard to find courses that have long enough holes to play the 5 holes that we're gonna play on the Bag It or Bin It, but we're gonna throw them flat, hyzer, and hyzer, see how they hold, and we'll see if we can get one of these 400 feet today because I've been undergoing some form changes, drink responsibly, and these discs should go very, very far because we have the MVP Teleport, 14.5 speed, 5 glide, -1.5 turn, 2.5 fade, and a Ballista, not a Ballista Pro, just a normal Ballista, which is 14.5, -1, 3. Now in the hands, the Ballista is a little domier than the Teleport, and the Teleport seems a little more overstable just because the parting line is a little higher. So I imagine the Ballista is gonna be a little more flippy, and I had thrown a Ballista when I first gotten started playing out in Arizona, and it was definitely a little bit flippier. The Teleport here, it's very flat, just like everything out of MVP, and it does feel bigger than a Ballista. It feels kind of like a nuke, honestly. So this might actually fly pretty similar to a titanium nuke that I have been throwing that I already reviewed, but we're gonna put these two against each other at 5 holes, and if I can't beat par with either of them, they're gonna go to the patron who requested the Bag It or Bin It. Neutron plastic, opto plastic, so slightly different. And we're gonna start out on hole 1, which is about 380 feet of a turnover over here at 65th Infantry Disc Golf Course in Orlando, Florida. I'm pretty excited for this. I haven't been reviewing distance drivers, mostly because I haven't been throwing distance drivers very far. And I really don't know if that's gonna be changing today, if I will be able to throw them farther. I'm feeling smoother at the same distances, so that's a big plus. But if you have any questions about this elbow sleeve or anything, I have a video on my second channel that I've linked to down in the comments and description. One thing that I will say just off the bat before we get started is I'm not super confident that this is going to fly super well. I haven't heard a lot of people talk about the Teleport, and then to also hear Simon just getting the MVP and saying that he doesn't really find any distance driver that he likes, and a lot of that's because they're so flat, so they're gonna move so much more right to left and not have as much glide. So I imagine the Ballista is actually gonna go farther, and this is gonna be significantly more overstable, but try to get a good throw, put it on some turn, let it see if it works. Stay turned. Wow, that's actually so stable. What? What? I mean, there is a tailwind, but that is not the numbers. There, that's flippy. Oh no! See, that just kind of held the turn and was moving to the right. That Teleport is weird. T-pads don't say anything about roads. And when I review videos, we play them as river instead of just straight up OB. That's more fair when you haven't practiced with your disc before. That Ballista, wow, that Teleport does not seem like it is gonna be flippy at all. It seems like it's gonna be very overstable. And I kind of expected that from the parting line. Like the parting line did not look like, it's like higher than nukes are. Like it's a very high parting line. Like it seems like it's an overstable driver, not a bomber driver, which is what the numbers would suggest. Don't go too far. It went too far. Okay, I will say what does impress me is this went probably 370 feet and like very overstable. So it's definitely a 14 plus speed. Oh, so much skip. All right, Teleport's a single. Or no, it's par. I gotta make this putt for the Ballista be single bogey. Easy buckets. All right, rough start. I'm very unimpressed by the Teleport and by MVP's numbering system. Normally they're so good. Maybe, I mean, I just gotta get up to speed, but that's why I compare it to similar numbers, and it just looks very overstable. All right, hole 2 is 375 into a headwind straight ahead of us. So if I throw this thing flat and it doesn't turn, we know it's even more of a liar than we already think it is. Teleport has the box though, it's got the par. I think throwing it straight at it, the headwind should turn it, and then it should hold turn. But I mean, throwing it straight at it is more of like a stable disc play, which is what I think that this is. So I think that that's probably pretty solid. Whoa, so stable, why? Flip! All right, same line Ballista. Not the best line, but geez, I should have flipped. Look at that thing. Flip it all over the place. Yeah, that's like a putt. What is that teleport like? Like a Nuke OS? It's not a bad disc, per se. It's just hard when flight numbers are something that, like, obviously don't rely on them, but they should be your starting point. And especially with MVP, a company with such a good reputation for flight numbers, to have this thing come out and, like, I know it's super, super fast, and that definitely has something to do with it. It's faster than the Ballista. It feels like it. If I'm able to flip up a Nuke, which has the same rim size, and I can't do it with a teleport, and the teleport looks more stable, it just, you could tell by the profile of it that it is. It's kind of disappointing, but the good thing is, since it's so fast, it does seem that it goes very far while being that fast. So it might be a really good Anheuser bomber disc. Ignore the numbers. So we've proven that they're false, and now throw it like an Annie bomber disc, and I think it should be fine. That's perfect, a little long, but that's fine. That's the thing with the flatter discs too, that I've alluded to this in my goat video, which you should check out as well. The flatter goat, which is the first run, just like all flatter discs, since the wind just moves straight over the top instead of having a dome that can, like, kind of curl over, they always are so much I was gonna say movier. They always move so much more from the left to the right than the other ones. That's not it, that's low. It's never nice to not like the discs that you're reviewing, you know? I was kind of really excited for this one, but at the same time, it's also kind of nice because everything that I've been touching from MVP Axiom have been, like, really good. Except for some of their, like, faster discs, like Tesla I like, but I prefer a little more dome on that 9-speed neutral slot. I think, yeah, just the faster you get in their lineup, the harder it is to like the discs, I would guess. All right, our third hole here, the basket is just up there and to the left. I think it's 440 feet. So not really a distance I'm thinking I'm reaching right now. Yeah, 440. Especially with the teleport being so overstable. It does have the box though. And we do have a slight tailwind, but I think you gotta get the nose angle right, keep the nose down, and get it a little high and get it on Anheuser to even give it a chance. Maybe a little more nose up than I needed. Wow, that thing does not like to, jeez. That thing just moves so much left to right. Now for the Ballista, such a different disc. Get over it. Oh. Thing kind of got down there a little bit. Pulled it right, opened up my shoulders a little early. You know what's kind of funny? The last review of a disc that I really didn't like, I was reviewing the Fury, and I almost put it up with the Insanity. And, like, this number said that they should have been the same, and they were so opposite. And now it's the exact same thing here, where there's so much difference in stability at the same speed, and I think a lot of that has to do with the profiles of the discs. And in this case, I think that Latitude got it right, and MVP got it very wrong. But it's just hard to throw two very different stabilities back to back from one another. And also, once you start creeping up in speed, like, there's a reason everyone loves 12 speeds, because they're probably the best discs to get consistent golf distance. A lot of people are saying, if you want a little bit more of a bomber, maybe you look at, like, your Ballista Pros. Ballista's a little too flippy, as I've seen. Teleports, I don't know. Like, I haven't even heard Simon say anything good about the teleport, so how good could it really be? Oh, wow, the Ballista hit a tree and is kind of far. Nice and easy. Pinned it. All right, this isn't quite a putt. Normally my rule is I'll putt it if I feel like I can hit metal. I kind of feel like I can. Oh, that was a good run. 2 more holes are left. One of them we're gonna try again on a 390-foot Annie shot. Should be gettable with both of these. I'm not trash, which I am, as you can see. And then we're gonna go to a hole that's like 480 feet, pretty straight. Still gotta hit a fairway and see how far we can bomb these guys. I do think, like, this shows a lot, like, this is way more stable than you think. And it does not hold Annie unless you give it the perfect nose angle, because it is not forgiving because of how flat it is. This might be another Bennett disc after 3 holes. No, a little more nose up than I needed it to be. I don't like that disc. Oh my gosh. Like, it might be good as, like, the problem too is if MVP gives it those numbers, I don't want to, like, recommend it as like a, oh, here's your overstable utility disc or your straight to finishing left disc, because it's probably gonna, like, if it beats in fast, it might be beat into those numbers, and then it's not a good disc in that category anymore. But I don't know. We got the Ballista here. This one could work. Stable. Get up the hill. Oh yeah, it's kind of a bomb. Not quite, almost pin high. I'll take that for sure. I will say one big benefit of this disc is for how nose up it feels like I keep throwing it. It goes kind of far. And like, I definitely know I'm throwing it nose up. It's just hard because it's so thick around the rim, especially if you got little baby hands like me, it's hard to get the nose down because of how much it fills your hand. Like compared to another disc, it's a lot easier to get that nose down, whereas this one just fills so much your hand that like to get the nose angle down, it really stresses your hands a little bit. So I'm sure that that's a big issue that I'm having, but. I think that just rolled all the way down the hill, but it was so pretty when it hit the pin almost. All right, this was not bad for being uphill. No, Anthony. Open your hand, dude. You stink. Oh my gosh. Can you tell I'm getting tired? My putts are just missing. So I was gonna have us play the longs, which is a par 4, but it's only like 80 feet past this. It's like 470 feet. This is 411 feet straight ahead of us there. I'm actually gonna range it to see, just to make sure, because this is a par 3, and I'd rather finish on a par 3, make the teleport earn it, for basically guarantee that I'm giving it away, essentially. Yep, 411 feet, right on the money. Wow, all right. So Ballista, I think we might be able to get there. It's not gonna be easy. I'm not throwing far or hard right now. Thinking about 6 things in my head in terms of form. Teleport still has the box. And what I mean is like, this is a little bit easier to get over because it's a little bit smaller diameter than this. I like have to strain my hands a lot more. Like right here in my forearm, I'm straining it to get the nose angle down. And that's just not good. Like you just don't want that. Got the nose angle much better. But I mean, you can just see after anteing it, how much flex it has at the end. It's just so stable. Ballista Pro, I think throwing it straight and flat at it is a really good option to get it there. Too short. Skip, oh, not too short at all, actually. Maybe slightly, but that was actually really awesome. But this I'm kind of liking a little bit. Too bad I have to give it away. Definitely throwing it pretty good. So. It has a little more integrity new. I do know that Trilogy plastic beats in a little fast, so I'm sure it'll start to be really flippy pretty soon. But throwing it flat out there, it definitely turned, but it did come back. Like it has some integrity to it. I think it's gonna turn into a pretty solid bomber though. I mean, it already pretty much is, but get that over the teleport or anything else that has those numbers because the teleport is such a liar. Nice long putt. So I'm saying I'm throwing this thing about 360 max, maybe 350, not far. I don't like it. Not too far, just too up. Well, this isn't the end of the world. I mean, this went 390 feet. Birdie, that's fine. Birdie on a 410-foot hole. I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, it's not the farthest flying disc I don't think that I own. Yeah, but it's all right. I don't like it though. So I think I'd have to say for MVP, teleport is a no-go. Yeah, it's a Bennett for me, honestly. Especially like if you're watching this channel and you aren't throwing 500 feet, and your hands are not massive, like not a good disc, in my opinion, for you. So don't pick it up. Those are my thoughts. I always hate reviewing discs that I don't like, but I don't know. Hopefully the video was all right. I didn't play terrible with it, I didn't play good with it. Even par with both of them is not bad. Both of them are going to the patrons. Join the Patreon if you want to. I'll be moving probably as you're seeing this. So hopefully that's good. Okay. Watch this video. It's another one. That's such a good pitch. Okay, love you, bye. Definitely an interesting category. I just reviewed the Ballista. I kind of want to see if I can bomb it. Into the water it goes. Shoot, Anthony. You're joking. Sit down. I'm so stupid.